The HOA president smiled as her security guard handcuffed my daughter. That pink blazer, that blonde bob, that smile, like she'd finally won. She had no idea my daughter is a federal prosecutor. She had no idea that security guard was facing wire fraud charges. She had no idea Sarah had a signed warrant sitting in her office. The fake cop thought he was making an arrest. He was creating evidence for his own trial. Linda Whitmore thought she was teaching us respect. She was walking into a federal trap. And when my daughter stood up at that emergency HOA meeting and pulled out her badge, when the FBI came through those doors, that smile died. This is how an HOA tyrant tried to destroy us and lost everything. The ending will restore your faith that justice still exists. Drop a comment with where you're watching from. I need to know how far this story reaches. I'm standing in my driveway when I see the patrol car pull up to my daughter's house next door. My heart stops. Black and white paint, light bar on top, official-looking decals on the door. My name is Marcus Webb, retired firefighter. 28 years pulling people out of burning buildings. Lost my wife Patricia 3 years ago to cancer. This quiet suburban neighborhood outside Charlotte was supposed to be our retirement dream. Peace, safety, community. Instead, it became a nightmare. My daughter Sarah moved in 6 months ago, just 2 houses down from me, close enough to check on her old man, far enough to have her own life. She's a federal prosecutor, though she keeps that quiet around here. Works downtown, long hours, important cases. The HOA president, Linda Whitmore, doesn't know that. She thinks Sarah's just another young professional she can push around. Linda's mid-50s. Blonde bob cut sharp as a knife. Always wearing those blazers, bright colors, full coverage, buttoned up tight like armor. Today it's pink. She runs this neighborhood like her personal kingdom. Every mailbox painted the same color. Every lawn mowed to exactly 2.5 inches. Every car parked in garages out of sight. Violations get fined. Questions get ignored. Complaints get punished. I watch as a man in a security uniform gets out of the patrol car, not a real cop, HOA courtesy patrol. But he's got the badge, the belt, the radio, the swagger. Everything designed to make you think he's law enforcement. His name tag says Officer Daniels. Linda's standing beside her Mercedes, pointing at Sarah's house, talking fast, animated, angry. I feel my chest tighten. Sarah's Tesla has been parked on the street for 3 days. Her garage door motor broke. Replacement parts on order. She's been parking legally on the public street while she waits. Street parking is technically allowed in our neighborhood. But Linda hates it, calls it unsightly, says it lowers property values. The fake cop pulls out a citation pad, starts writing. Linda's smiling, that razor-thin smile that makes my skin crawl. I start walking over. My legs feel heavy, something's wrong. This isn't just about parking. Excuse me, what's the problem here? The fake cop turns. His eyes scan me head to toe, assessing, dismissive. Sir, this doesn't concern you. That's my daughter's house. So yeah, it concerns me. Linda steps forward. Mr. Webb, your daughter is violating community standards. This is HOA business. Parking on a public street isn't HOA business. Everything in this neighborhood is HOA business. That's when I see it. Sarah's car door, driver's side, a deep scratch running the length of the panel, fresh. The metal underneath gleaming bright against the dark blue paint. It wasn't there this morning. What happened to her car? Linda doesn't even look. I'm sure I don't know, perhaps she should park it where it belongs. My hands ball into fists. Did you? Careful, Mr. Webb. Daniel steps closer. His hand rests on his belt, near where a real cop would carry a gun. Threatening an HOA official is a serious violation. I didn't threaten anyone. Sounded like a threat to me. He writes something else on his pad. I think we'll add that to the citation. My pulse pounds in my ears. This is insane. This is America. You can't just. Sarah's front door opens. She comes out in jeans and a Georgetown law sweatshirt. Hair pulled back, phone to her ear, clearly in the middle of a work call. She sees the patrol car, sees Daniels, sees Linda. She freezes for just a second, then her face goes neutral, professional, the mask she wears in court. She ends her call and walks toward us. Good afternoon, can I help you? Daniels puffs up, authority radiating off him like heat. Ma'am, I need you to move this vehicle immediately. His hand stays on his belt, threatening, and I realize with cold certainty this is about to get much worse. Sarah stops at the curb, looks at her car, at Daniels, at Linda. Back to her car. I'm parked legally on a public street. What's the issue? Her voice is calm, too calm. I know that tone. She uses it on hostile witnesses. Linda crosses her arms, steps closer, invading space. The issue is you think the rules don't apply to you. Typical entitled attitude from someone who thinks they're better than everyone else. Sarah's jaw tightens, just slightly. Most people wouldn't notice. I notice. I'll move it when my garage is repaired. The parts arrive tomorrow. That's not good enough. Daniels closes his citation pad. His other hand moves to his belt, to the handcuffs hanging there, real metal handcuffs. You've been warned multiple times. I've received one notice 2 days ago. Don't interrupt me. His voice goes hard, dangerous. You're interfering with HOA enforcement, creating a hostile environment. Refusing to comply with direct orders. Orders? Sarah's eyebrows rise. You're not a police officer, you can't give me orders. The words hang in the air. Linda's smile widens, Daniel's face darkens. I'm a certified community safety officer with arrest authority granted by the HOA charter. He unclips the handcuffs, metal clicking. You're being detained for processing, turn around. My blood runs cold. You're what? I step between them. You can't arrest her, you're not a real cop. Step back, sir, or you're next. Dad, Sarah's hand touches my shoulder. It's okay. It's not okay. This is insane, Mr. Webb. I'm ordering you to step back. Daniel's hand moves to his radio. I can call for backup, real police, and explain how you're obstructing an HOA officer in the performance of his duties. Linda nods. Approving, enjoying this. The rules exist for everyone, Mr. Webb. No one is above them, not you, not your daughter, no matter how special she thinks she is. Sarah holds up both hands, surrender position. I'll comply. No need for this to escalate. Sarah, Dad, trust me, but I don't trust this, any of this. Daniels grabs Sarah's wrist, rough, aggressive, spins her around and pulls her arms behind her back. The handcuffs click shut, metal on wrist. My daughter, my Sarah, in handcuffs in her own driveway like a criminal. This is illegal, I say, my voice shakes. This is false arrest, kidnapping. This is justice. Linda pulls out her phone, takes a photo. Actually takes a photo of my daughter in handcuffs. Let this be a lesson to everyone who thinks they can disrespect this community. Neighbors are watching now, curtains pulled back, phones out, recording. Mrs. Patterson from across the street, the Johnsons 3 doors down, even old Mr. Riley who never leaves his house. Everyone watching my daughter get arrested by a fake cop. Daniels walks Sarah to the patrol car. Opens the back door, puts his hand on her head just like real cops do and guides her inside. She doesn't resist, doesn't speak, just sits there. Calm, composed, through the window I see her face. She's not scared, she's calculating. Linda hands me a piece of paper. Citation, $500 fine, community disruption and interference with HOA operations. My hands shake as I read it. You have 30 days to pay. After that, we file a lien against your property. She leans closer. I can smell her perfume, expensive, cloying. Maybe next time you'll think twice before questioning authority. Daniels gets in the patrol car, starts the engine. Linda touches my shoulder. I flinch away. I hope this teaches your daughter some respect, Mr. Webb. We maintain standards here. Everyone needs to learn their place. Then she's gone, walking back to her Mercedes, satisfied, victorious. The patrol car pulls away, Sarah in the back, hands cuffed behind her. I stand there for 10 minutes, neighbors whisper, cameras still recording. And I think, Linda Whitmore just made the biggest mistake of her life. She just has no idea yet. They take Sarah to the HOA office, not the police station, the HOA office. Detained for processing, Daniels called it. I pace my living room, phone in hand. Should I call a lawyer, the real police? What do you even do when a fake cop arrests your daughter? 45 minutes pass, an hour. I'm about to drive to the HOA office myself when my phone rings. Sarah, are you okay? I'm fine, Dad. They're releasing me with a warning. I'll be home in 10 minutes. She sounds amused, actually amused. Don't do anything, I need to talk to you. She hangs up. I stand at the window, watching, waiting. When she pulls up in her Tesla, someone drove it to the HOA office. Must have been Daniels. She's smiling. Actually smiling. She walks in, tosses her keys on my counter, rolls her shoulders like she's been sitting too long. Sarah, what the hell, Dad? She holds up a hand. I need you to trust me on something. Trust you, they arrested you, they detained me, there's a difference. She opens her laptop, sets it on my kitchen table. And they just gave me everything I need. I don't understand. She pulls up files, photos, documents, bank records. Her screen fills with evidence. Dad, what do you know about James Daniels? The fake cop, nothing. Just that he works for the HOA. He doesn't work for the HOA, he's a contractor and he's a con artist. She clicks through images. For the past 8 months, I've been building a federal case against him, wire fraud. Impersonating a federal officer, identity theft, extortion. My legs feel weak, I sit down. What? Daniels has been running fake security credentials across 3 states. He partners with power-hungry HOA presidents like Linda and intimidates residents, issues fake citations, makes fake arrests, then splits the fine money with the HOA board. I've tracked over $340,000 in illegal revenue. The room tilts. And you knew this before today? I've known for months, but I needed proof of active crimes on video with witnesses. With clear evidence of conspiracy, she looks at me. What happened today, that was perfect. Perfect, they handcuffed you. They committed assault, false imprisonment, and abuse of authority on camera. Half the neighborhood recorded it. She pulls up a video, neighbor's phone footage, clear view of everything. This is admissible evidence, Dad. This is probable cause. This is everything I've been waiting for. I stare at her, my daughter. The federal prosecutor, you let them arrest you. I let them incriminate themselves. She closes the laptop. I already have a warrant signed. I was planning to execute it next Monday. But Linda just accelerated the timeline. What happens now? She smiles, cold, professional, nothing like my little girl's smile. Now Linda calls an emergency HOA meeting. She always does after something like this. Makes an example, publicly humiliates the violator, turns the community against them. Sarah pulls out her phone, shows me a text. She just sent the notice, tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Mandatory attendance. She's going after us. She's walking into a trap. Sarah stands, stretches. Dad, tomorrow night, Linda Whitmore is going to try to destroy us in front of the entire neighborhood. She'll issue massive fines. Threaten foreclosure, make sure everyone knows what happens when you cross her. And I'm going to let her. Sarah heads for the door, stops, looks back. Then I'm going to end her career, her freedom, and her little empire all at once. In front of everyone she's ever bullied. She leaves, I sit in my kitchen. Alone, the citation's still on my counter, $500 fine, and I think tomorrow night is going to change everything. The notice arrives on my door at 6 a.m., printed on official HOA letterhead, hand-delivered. Emergency community meeting, mandatory attendance, subject, addressing community disruption and disrespect for authority. Tonight. 7 p.m., community center, I text Sarah, she replies immediately, perfect. The day drags, I try to work in my garden, Patricia's roses need deadheading but I can't focus. My hands shake, my chest feels tight. At 6:30 Sarah arrives, she's wearing a suit, charcoal gray, professional, her hair pulled back tight, she looks like she's going to court. You ready? She asks. No, what's going to happen? Linda's going to present her case. Photos of my car on the street, video of you interfering with Daniels. She'll recommend massive fines, maybe even forced sale of our properties. She'll make sure everyone in that room understands what happens when you challenge her authority. And we just let her? Sarah checks her phone. Dad, do you trust me? I look at my daughter, this woman who survived law school, who prosecutes federal crimes, who built a case for 8 months without telling anyone. Yes. Then let's go. The community center is packed. Every seat filled, people standing along the walls. I've never seen this many neighbors in one place. Linda sits at the head table, red blazer tonight, power color, hair perfect, makeup flawless. She looks like a CEO about to address shareholders. Daniels stands behind her, full fake uniform, arms crossed, intimidating. I sit in the back with Sarah, she's quiet, hands folded, breathing steady. Linda bangs a gavel. The room goes silent. Thank you all for coming. I know this is short notice, but we're facing a serious situation that requires immediate community response. She clicks a remote. A projector screen lights up. This meeting addresses a pattern of disrespect and disregard for community standards that threatens everything we've built here. Murmurs ripple through the crowd. The screen shows a photo. Sarah's Tesla, parked on the street. Time-stamped, date-stamped. Red circle drawn around it. Street parking for more than 48 consecutive hours. Clear violation of community standards, Section 7, Paragraph 3. Another photo, me standing between Sarah and Daniels. Obstruction of HOA enforcement operations, threatening behavior toward authorized community safety personnel. Linda's voice is calm, reasonable. She sounds like a disappointed teacher addressing a problem student. Marcus Webb and his daughter have repeatedly violated community standards. They've shown contempt for the rules that keep this neighborhood beautiful and safe. They've undermined the authority we've entrusted to our safety officers. And they've demonstrated a pattern of entitled behavior that cannot be tolerated. She pauses, lets it sink in. People are nodding, some reluctantly, some enthusiastically. Fear. That's Linda's weapon, fear of being next, fear of standing out. Fear of becoming a target. I move that we issue $5,000 in fines to each property. If unpaid within 30 days, we file liens. If unpaid within 90 days, we initiate foreclosure proceedings. Gasps, whispers. Someone says that's extreme. Linda's smile is patient. Extreme violations require extreme responses. We cannot allow this behavior to spread. Standards matter. Order matters. Authority matters. More nods. The dissenters go quiet. I feel sick. This is really happening. She's really going to take our homes. Sarah stands. Every head turns. May I address the board? Linda's smile widens, victorious, like she's been waiting for this. Of course, please. Enlighten us. Sarah walks to the front, heels clicking on the floor, calm, controlled. She stops in front of the table, faces Linda, faces Daniels. I'd like to start by asking Officer Daniels a question. Daniels crosses his arms tighter. Go ahead, what agency issued your law enforcement credentials? The room goes still, Daniels' face darkens. That's none of your, because I've checked. Sarah's voice cuts clean, North Carolina Justice Academy. State Sheriff's Association, private security licensing boards. She pauses. No one has any record of you. The silence is absolute. Daniel's jaw clenches. I don't have to answer to you. Actually, Sarah reaches into her jacket. You do. She pulls out a leather credential case, flips it open. Federal badge gleaming under the fluorescent lights. The room erupts. My name is Sarah Webb. I'm an assistant United States attorney for the Western District of North Carolina. Her voice carries, clear, authoritative. And James Daniels, you are under arrest for wire fraud, impersonating a federal officer, and conspiracy to commit extortion. Daniels bolts. 1 second he's standing there. The next he's running for the side exit. But the door opens before he reaches it. 2 men in FBI windbreakers step inside, hands on their weapons. They don't draw, they don't need to. Daniels tries to pivot, run the other way. They're faster. One agent grabs his arm. Spins him, slams him face first against the wall. The other pulls his arms back. Real handcuffs click shut. You have the right to remain silent. The Miranda warning echoes through the community center. People are standing, phones out. Recording everything. Linda's on her feet, face white. What is happening? Sarah turns to her. What's happening is your officer is a con artist. He's been running fake security operations across 3 states, fake credentials, fake authority, fake arrests, and you've been his willing accomplice. I didn't know you knew enough. Sarah pulls papers from her briefcase. You authorized him to detain me, to handcuff me, to threaten my father. You took a photo and called it justice. That's conspiracy to commit assault, false imprisonment, and wire fraud. Linda sits down, hard like her legs gave out. This is ridiculous. I'm the HOA president. I have authority. You have nothing. Sarah's voice isn't loud, it's worse. It's cold, final. You run a homeowners association, Linda, not a police state, not a dictatorship. You have no authority to arrest anyone, no authority to detain anyone. And partnering with a con artist to intimidate your neighbors makes you a criminal. The FBI agents drag Daniels toward the door. He's screaming now about his rights, about his lawyer, about this being a setup. The door closes behind them. The screaming fades. Sarah turns to the crowd, 70-some faces staring at her, shocked, confused, some relieved, some terrified. I've been documenting everything for months, the illegal fines, the threatening letters, the selective enforcement, the fear-based intimidation tactics. She places a thick folder on the table. This HOA is under federal investigation, every board decision, every fine issued, every financial transaction. All of it. She looks at Linda. And you're not done yet. Linda's hands tremble, her perfect blonde bob shakes. You can't do this. I was following the rules. The HOA charter gives me. The HOA charter is not law. You can't delegate arrest authority you don't have. You can't create a police force out of thin air. You can't criminalize parking violations or disagreements. Sarah's voice softens, almost pitying. You thought being HOA president made you powerful. It didn't. It made you liable. Someone in the crowd starts clapping, then another. Then the whole room, applause, relief, years of pent-up fear releasing all at once. Linda looks around. Betrayed, confused, her empire crumbling in real time. I protected this neighborhood. I maintained standards. I kept everything. You terrorized people, I say, standing now, walking forward. You fined them for mailbox colors. For parking, for planting the wrong flowers. You made everyone afraid to live in their own homes. Linda stares at me, then at Sarah, then at the folder of evidence. This isn't over, she whispers. Sarah smiles, small, cold. Linda, it hasn't even started yet. And I see something flicker across Linda's face. Not defeat, rage, pure calculating rage. This woman isn't going down without a fight. 3 days of silence. No notices, no fines. No, Linda, the neighborhood breathes. People talk in their yards, park on the street without fear. The terror lifted. But I can't relax, something's coming, I know it. Day 4. I wake up at 6 a.m. to machinery noise, diesel engines. Backup alarms, men shouting. I throw on my robe and run outside. A construction crew is at my property line. 4 guys, orange vests, a small excavator, they're digging. Actually digging up my yard. What the hell are you doing? The foreman looks up, checks his clipboard. HOA work order, boundary correction, you've been encroaching on common property. My heart stops. That's MY property. I have a survey, not according to this. He shows me paperwork, official looking, HOA letterhead. New survey says your property line is 6 feet further in. Everything beyond that is community space. Being restored today, 6 feet. My garden, Patricia's roses, the ones I planted with her before she got sick. The ones I water every morning, the last piece of her I have left. You can't do this. Take it up with the HOA, sir. We're just following orders. I call Sarah, she's in court, doesn't answer. I call the HOA office. Straight to voicemail, I run back outside, they're already digging. The excavator bucket tears into the earth, into the roots. Stop, please stop. They don't stop. I see her then. Linda standing on her front porch, 2 houses down, watching. That blazer today is pink again, hair perfect. Coffee cup in hand, she waves. I storm across the street, up her driveway. She doesn't move, just sips her coffee, waiting. You can't do this. Actually, I can. I had a new survey commissioned. Turns out your property line is 6 feet further in than you thought. That garden, she gestures casually, common property, and it's being removed today per community standards. You're lying. I had a survey done when I bought the house. Surveys can be wrong. This one was conducted by a licensed surveyor, fully certified, completely legal. She smiles. You're welcome to dispute it in court, which will take months, cost thousands. Maybe tens of thousands. She leans closer. Or you can drop your complaint against me, stop your daughter's investigation, and I'll call them off right now. There it is, blackmail. You're destroying my wife's memorial garden to cover your own crimes. I'm protecting this community from people who think they're above the rules. Your daughter embarrassed me, humiliated me in front of everyone. Made me look like a criminal. Her voice drops, hardens. Now you pay. Behind me I hear the excavator, metal against earth, roots tearing. Those roses, I planted them with her. Before she died, then you should have planted them on your actual property. Linda turns to go inside. You have until end of business today. Drop the complaints or I file a lien against your house too. 6 feet of encroachment over 10 years, that's a lot of trespass damages. She closes the door. I stand there, shaking, tears on my face. I don't care. Let her see. I walk back to my house. The excavator is almost done. The roses are gone, just dirt and torn roots. Petals scattered in the mud. Patricia's garden destroyed. My phone rings. Sarah. Dad, sorry I was in court. What's wrong? I tell her. Everything. My voice breaks. The line goes quiet then. I'm coming home. Don't do anything. Don't sign anything. Don't talk to Linda. I'm ending this today. Sarah, she destroyed. I know, Dad, I know. Her voice is steel. Linda Whitmore just made her last mistake. This stops now. She hangs up. I sit on my porch, looking at the torn earth where Patricia's roses used to grow, and I wait. Sarah arrives an hour later, not alone. 3 cars pull up behind her, lawyers, expensive suits, briefcases. And something else, people, neighbors, dozens of them, Mrs. Patterson from across the street, the Johnsons, the Ramirez family, old Mr. Riley using his walker, people I barely know, people who have lived here for years under Linda's thumb. They gather on my lawn, around the torn earth where Patricia's roses used to be. The construction crew stops, nervous. The foreman makes a phone call. Linda comes out, fury radiating off her like heat. This is private property business. You all need to leave. No, Sarah steps forward. This is community business and they have a right to know what you've been doing. One of the lawyers, an older woman, steel gray hair, sharp eyes, steps forward. My name is Patricia Brennan. I represent 47 homeowners in this community who have been illegally fined, threatened, or had their property rights violated by Linda Whitmore's HOA board. Linda laughs. It's brittle, breaking. Good luck with that. I have every action documented and board approved by a board you handpicked in closed meetings without proper homeowner notice. Patricia pulls folders from her briefcase, starts handing them out to the crowd. We've audited the HOA finances, 3 years of records, every transaction, every fine, every expenditure. Linda's face goes pale. You can't, that's confidential. It's not. HOA financial records are available to all homeowners upon request. We requested, you ignored us, so we subpoenaed them. Patricia looks at the crowd. Do you want to tell everyone where the money went, or should I? Silence. Linda's frozen. You've collected $280,000 in fines over 3 years. The budget shows $90,000 in administrative costs paid to a consulting company called Whitmore Property Solutions. Patricia pauses. Want to guess who owns that company? A voice from the crowd. Who? Linda's husband, Richard Whitmore, gasps, shouts. The crowd surges forward. That's a lie, Linda's screaming now. You're making this up too? It's public record. Sarah holds up her phone, shows the screen, LLC filings, bank transfers, corporate registrations. You've been embezzling HOA funds and using your position to silence anyone who questioned you, someone yells. I paid $2,000 in fines last year for a mailbox color. Another voice. She threatened to foreclose on my house over lawn height. My fence was 2 inches too tall. $1,500 fine. She made my wife cry, said we were ruining the neighborhood. The voices build, overlap, years of suppressed rage pouring out. Linda backs toward her house. You people don't understand. I protected this neighborhood. I maintained standards. I kept property values high. You lined your pockets, Patricia says. You terrorized people. You created a dictatorship and called it governance. The construction foreman approaches. Ma'am, I'm not comfortable continuing this work. There's a dispute. You're under contract, Linda shrieks. Contract's void if the work order was fraudulent. He signals his crew, we're out. They pack up. The excavator drives away. Linda stands alone on her driveway, surrounded by angry neighbors, her empire collapsing in real time. She looks at me, at Sarah, at the crowd. This isn't over, she whispers, but her voice shakes. She's losing, and she knows it. Sarah steps forward. Linda Whitmore, you're being formally notified. These are signed petitions from 73% of homeowners calling for your immediate removal as HOA president and a full forensic audit of all finances. Linda snatches the papers. Her hands tremble, she reads, her face goes from pale to red. You can't do this. We just did, Patricia says. Linda tears the papers, rips them into pieces, throws them in Sarah's face. This is my neighborhood, I built this. You ungrateful, she's lost control. Completely, the mask is gone, this is who she really is. Linda's chest heaves, makeup smeared, hair disheveled, that perfect image cracked wide open. You people are pathetic, the crowd goes silent. I kept this neighborhood perfect. I kept the trash out. I kept standards high. I made sure your property values didn't tank because some idiot wanted to paint their house purple or park an RV in their driveway. She's pacing now. Frantic, and this is how you thank me, by siding with them, she points at Sarah, at me. Your daughter thinks she's so smart, federal prosecutor, big deal, but she doesn't live here. She doesn't understand what it takes to maintain a community, to keep people in line. In line, Mrs. Patterson steps forward, 70 years old, voice shaking but strong. You fined me $800 because my grandson's car was parked here during his birthday party. He's 8 years old, Linda. It was his birthday. Rules are rules. You made my husband's last year miserable. Mrs. Patterson's crying now. He died last spring. You know what he said before he went, that he wished we'd never moved here because of you. The words hit like bullets. Linda's mouth opens, closes, no response. I step forward. Close enough to see the fury in her eyes. You destroyed my wife's memorial garden, the last piece of her I had left. You did it to hurt me, to punish me, not because of some property line. Because you wanted revenge. Your wife's garden was a violation. Don't you dare talk about my wife. My voice is quiet, deadly. Linda's eyes narrow. Your wife was weak, just like you. This neighborhood doesn't need weak people. It needs strong leadership. It needs someone willing to make hard choices. I'm in her face now. You're not strong, you're a bully, a thief, a tyrant who hides behind rules because you have no real power. I have more power than you'll ever. Then leave, I'm shouting now. Don't care, get out of my neighborhood. Your neighborhood? Linda laughs, hysterical. This is my neighborhood. I run this place, every street, every house, every sad little person who thinks they matter, mine. Sarah touches my arm. Dad, but Linda's not done. She turns to the crowd, wild-eyed, desperate. You want to remove me? Fine. But when this place falls apart, when the lawns go to hell, when people start parking boats and RVs everywhere, when your property values tank, don't come crying to me. Patricia steps forward. Papers in hand, official documents, signatures. Linda Whitmore, you're being removed as HOA president effective immediately. These are certified petitions, notarized, legally binding. You have no authority here anymore. Linda snatches them, reads, her face contorts. You can't do this, I'll sue, I'll fight this in court, you'll lose. Sarah's voice cuts through the chaos. And if you don't leave peacefully, we'll file criminal charges for embezzlement, fraud, and conspiracy, plus civil suits for the emotional distress and property damage you've caused. Linda looks around, every face turned against her. Every neighbor united, she's alone, completely alone. I protected you, she whispers, all of you, and you betrayed me. You betrayed yourself, Patricia says. Linda's hands shake, the papers fall, scatter in the wind. She looks at me one last time, pure hatred. This isn't over, Marcus, not even close. Then she turns, walks back to her house. The door slams, the crowd stands in silence. We won, but Linda's threat hangs in the air. And I know deep down she meant every word. Linda's gone within a week. No goodbye, no apology, no forwarding address. Movers come at night, load everything. 2 semi-trucks worth of furniture, belongings, that life she built here. By dawn, her house is empty. Windows dark, for sale sign in the yard. She just vanished. The neighborhood transforms overnight. Without Linda's iron grip, people breathe. They paint their shutters colors she banned, navy blue, forest green. Deep red, they park RVs in driveways for weekend trips. They plant wildflower gardens instead of the approved shrubs. They actually talk to each other. Block parties, barbecues, kids playing in the street. This is what it should have been all along. Patricia becomes interim HOA president. Her first act, rescinding every fine issued in the last 3 years, every single one, refunds processed, liens removed. The second act, returning the embezzled money. Turns out Linda's husband Richard kept terrible records. Sarah's audit traced every fraudulent payment. The money gets recovered, distributed back to homeowners. I get a check for $1,800. Fines I paid over the years. Money I never thought I'd see again, but it's not about the money. My garden gets replanted, not by contractors, by neighbors. Mrs. Patterson brings roses from her yard, yellow ones. Patricia would have loved these, she says. The Johnsons bring red roses. The Ramirez family brings white ones. Mr. Riley brings pink roses. From my late wife's garden, he says. She'd want them here. We plant them together, different colors, different varieties. It's not the same as Patricia's garden, but it's beautiful, it's community, it's healing. Sarah's case against Daniels goes to trial 6 weeks later. Federal courthouse, packed gallery. I sit behind Sarah, watch her work. She's magnificent. Every piece of evidence laid out, every witness prepared, every argument airtight. Daniel's lawyer tries to claim entrapment. Sarah destroys him. Tries to claim Daniels believed his credentials were real. Sarah produces emails proving he knew they were fake. Tries to claim the HOAs were complicit. Sarah agrees and provides evidence that Linda and 4 other HOA presidents are under investigation too. The trial lasts 3 days. The jury deliberates for 4 hours, guilty on all counts: wire fraud, impersonating a federal officer, identity theft, conspiracy, extortion. Sentencing comes 2 weeks later. Daniel stands in his orange jumpsuit, defiant to the end. The judge looks at the evidence, at the victims, at the scope of the crimes. Mr. Daniels, you exploited people's trust, you preyed on their fear. You used the appearance of authority to commit theft and assault across multiple states. The harm you've caused is immeasurable. 12 years federal prison, no parole, asset forfeiture, restitution payments to every victim. When they lead him out, he glances at Sarah. She doesn't even blink. Outside the courthouse, reporters swarm. Sarah gives a brief statement, professional, measured, but I see her afterward in the parking garage. Alone, she's shaking. You okay? I'm fine. It's just, that was personal, too personal. I shouldn't have let it. You did the right thing. Did I, or did I use my position to get revenge? I take her hand. You used your position to get justice. There's a difference, and everyone Linda hurt, everyone Daniels victimized, they got closure today because of you. She nods, wipes her eyes, then her phone buzzes, text message, her face goes pale. What is it, Linda? She's been arrested. For what? Sarah shows me the news alert. Insurance fraud. She filed a false claim about property damage to recoup money, state charges, and they found something else. What? Evidence she knew about Daniel's fake credentials. Emails, text messages. She wasn't just complicit, she was an active partner. Linda's world is truly over. 2 months pass, fall turns to winter. The neighborhood settles into its new normal. Then Sarah calls me, voice tight, professional. Dad, Linda's attorney contacted my office. She wants to make a deal. I sit down. What kind of deal? Testimony. She'll testify against the bigger operation. Turns out Daniels wasn't working alone. There's a network, other fake cops, other HOAs across 5 states. Linda has names, dates, financial records, and in exchange, reduced sentence, maybe probation instead of prison, depends on how valuable her information is. I'm quiet, thinking about the roses, the threats, the fear she spread. What do you think? Sarah sighs. I think justice isn't always simple. If her testimony helps us dismantle this entire operation, helps us prevent other people from being victimized, isn't that worth more than revenge? But she gets away with it. She doesn't get away with it. She loses everything, her reputation, her freedom. Even with probation, she'll have conditions, monitoring, community service. Her marriage is over. Richard filed for divorce last week. She'll never hold power again. I look out the window at my garden. The roses are dormant now. Winter sleep, but they'll bloom again in spring. Do what you think is right, I say. I trust you. 3 weeks later, Linda testifies. Federal grand jury. I'm not there, but Sarah tells me about it. Linda walked in wearing gray, not her power blazers, no makeup, hair flat. She testified for 6 hours, named 17 other people involved in the scheme, provided bank records, emails, contracts. Her testimony leads to 14 arrests across 5 states. The operation crumbles. Daniels gets an additional 8 years added to his sentence for running a criminal enterprise. Linda gets sentenced to 3 years probation, 1,000 hours community service, $125,000 in restitution payments. Felony record, can never serve in HOA leadership again. Some people say she got off easy. Maybe they're right. But watching her on the courthouse steps afterwards, small, broken, destroyed, I don't feel satisfaction. I feel nothing. She's irrelevant now. A cautionary tale. The neighborhood moves on without her. New families move in, young couples. Retirees, people looking for community, not control. The HOA reorganizes. New charter, new rules. Emphasis on volunteerism, not enforcement. On helping neighbors, not punishing them. Patricia steps down as president after 6 months. I'm too old for this, she laughs. They elect Mr. Riley. He immediately eliminates half the rules. Life's too short for mailbox drama, he announces at his first meeting. Everyone applauds. Sarah gets promoted, Department of Justice, Civil Rights Division, Washington, D.C. I'm going after HOA corruption nationwide, she tells me. Making it my mission. What happened here, it's happening everywhere. And someone needs to stop it. I'm proud of you. Dad, I need to ask you something. She's nervous, fidgeting. The promotion means moving to DC, and I was thinking, what if you came with me? We could find a place. No HOAs. No drama, just us. I look around my house. Patricia's pictures on the walls, her books on the shelves, 30 years of memories, but Patricia's not here anymore, and Sarah needs me. When do we leave? Her face lights up. Really? Really? But I'm bringing the roses, she laughs. We'll plant them in the new place, start fresh. That night I stand in the garden, touch the dormant rose bushes. Patricia, I whisper, I'm letting go now, not of you, never of you, but of this place. This fight, it's time. The wind rustles the branches, and I swear I hear her voice, go be with our daughter live. So I do. 6 months later, new house outside Washington, D.C. Small yard, white picket fence, no HOA. The roses survived the transplant, they're blooming now. Yellow, red, white, pink, Patricia's garden reborn. I water them every morning. Watch the neighborhood wake up, people walking dogs, kids biking to school, friendly waves, normal. Peaceful, free, Sarah's thriving. Her new position targets systemic HOA abuse. She's working with the FTC, state attorneys general, homeowner advocacy groups. She's becoming famous for it, articles, interviews. Congressional testimony. The HOA hammer, one magazine calls her. She hates the nickname. I think it's perfect. One evening she comes home with news. Dad, you need to see this. She opens her laptop, shows me an email. It's from Mrs. Patterson. I read, the old neighborhood is thriving, new playground built, community garden, monthly potlucks. Patricia Brennan won an award for HOA reform advocacy. Mr. Riley is teaching kids how to build birdhouses. They're naming the community garden after you and Mom, Sarah says, the Patricia and Marcus Webb Memorial Garden. My throat tightens. They don't need to, they want to. You stood up when no one else would. You showed them it was possible to fight back, to win. The email includes photos, neighbors smiling, kids playing, flowers blooming. It's everything Patricia dreamed it would be. I wish she could see this, I say. I think she can. We sit in comfortable silence, then my phone rings, unknown number. Hello? Mr. Webb, this is Jonathan Martinez. You don't know me, but I live in a neighborhood in Austin, Texas. I found your daughter's work online and I need help. My chest tightens. What's wrong? Our HOA president he's doing the same things Linda Whitmore did, fake fines, threats. He has a security company that patrols. They're aggressive. My wife is scared to leave the house. I don't know what to do. I look at Sarah. She's listening, already opening a new file on her laptop. Tell me everything, I say. He does. 20 minutes, the same story. Different neighborhood, different tyrant, same playbook. When he finishes, I speak carefully. Jonathan, my daughter is an assistant U.S. attorney. She specializes in this. Can I have her call you? Oh my God, yes. Please. Sarah takes the phone, starts asking questions. Legal questions, evidence questions. Within minutes, she's building a case. After she hangs up, she looks at me. This is the 5th call this month. Can you help them all? I'm trying. But there's only one of me. She closes the laptop, frustrated. Dad, there are 370,000 HOAs in America, millions of people trapped in communities with corrupt leadership. I can't save everyone. No. But you saved our neighborhood, and Jonathan's call means the word is spreading. People are learning they can fight back, that they're not alone. She nods. I'm working on federal legislation, HOA oversight, mandatory audits. Restrictions on enforcement powers. It'll take years, but if it passes, it'll save thousands of people. Maybe millions. I stand, pour us both coffee. We sit on the back porch, watch the roses sway in the breeze. Your mom would be so proud of you, I say. She'd be proud of both of us. Sarah takes my hand. You taught me to stand up, to fight for what's right, even when it's hard, even when it costs something. Your mom taught you that. I just tried not to mess it up, she laughs. You didn't mess it up, Dad. We sit until the sun sets, the roses glowing in the golden light, and I think this is legacy, not revenge, not victory, hope. 1 year later. I'm standing in front of the old neighborhood community center. They invited us back for a dedication ceremony. Sarah flew in from a conference in Chicago. I drove down from DC. The parking lot is packed, cars everywhere. I recognize some, others are new. Inside, the community center is transformed, fresh paint, new furniture, photos on the walls, the neighborhood's history, including a section about the HOA reform movement of 2024. Patricia Brennan approaches. Older now but smiling, strong. Marcus, Sarah, thank you for coming. We wouldn't miss it. She leads us outside to the garden. It's massive now, vegetables, flowers, fruit trees, benches, a stone pathway, and in the center a plaque, bronze. Gleaming, the Patricia and Marcus Webb Memorial Garden. In honor of Marcus and Sarah Webb, who reminded us that courage and justice can transform a community. When ordinary people stand up to injustice, extraordinary things happen. My eyes blur. Sarah squeezes my hand. Patricia gives a speech, talks about fear, about control, about the darkness that descended when Linda Whitmore ruled. Then she talks about light, about standing up. About one man and his daughter who refused to accept tyranny. Marcus could have moved away, Sarah could have stayed silent, but they fought, and their courage gave us permission to fight too. The crowd applause, maybe 100 people, neighbors. Friends, people who lived through it, they cheer. Some cry, this isn't just about a garden, it's about freedom reclaimed. A reporter approaches afterward. Local news, young woman with a camera crew. Mr. Webb, can I ask you a question? Sure. Your story has gone viral online, millions of views. Thousands of people reaching out for help with their own HOA situations. What would you say to them? I think about Linda's face when she lost, about Daniel's in handcuffs, about the roses torn from the ground, and about the garden blooming now, the community healed, the legacy growing. I'd say this. Evil wins when good people stay silent. But when you stand up, even when you're scared, even when it costs you, you remind the world that tyranny has an expiration date. I pause, choosing words carefully. Find your people. Document everything. Know your rights, fight smart, not just hard, and never ever let bullies convince you that you're alone, because you're not. There are millions of us who have been where you are, and we're here to help. The reporter smiles. That's powerful. It's true, and if my story helps even one person stand up to corruption, then everything we went through was worth it. She thanks me. The crew packs up. Sarah and I walk through the garden, touch the plants, read the plaques. So many people contributed, so many stories of transformation. Dad, look at this. Sarah points to a small tree, a plaque at its base. Planted in memory of Patricia Webb, she dreamed of a community where neighbors helped neighbors. Her dream came true. I kneel, touch the earth, feel the tears come. She'd love this, I whisper. She does love this, Sarah says. I know she does. We stay until sunset, say goodbye to neighbors, promise to visit more often. On the drive home, Sarah's phone buzzes, email notification. Another HOA case, she says. Phoenix this time, sounds familiar. Can you help? I'll try, she starts typing. I'll always try. I look at my daughter. This brilliant, fierce woman who turned pain into purpose, who weaponized justice against injustice. Patricia would be so proud. I'm so proud. Dad, Sarah looks up. Thank you for standing with me, for fighting when it was hard. For being the kind of man who doesn't back down. Thank you for being the kind of woman who fights for people who can't fight for themselves. We drive into the sunset, toward home, toward the next fight, toward hope. Because that's the real legacy. Not defeating one tyrant, but inspiring others to stand, to fight, to believe that good people can still win, and we do win every single day, in small ways and large. In courtrooms and community gardens, in neighborhoods across America where people are learning they don't have to live in fear. The fight continues, but we're not alone anymore. None of us are. If this story resonated with you, if you've ever felt powerless against corrupt authority, if you've ever wanted to stand up but didn't know how, leave a comment below. Tell me where you're watching from. Tell me your story. Because the more we share these experiences, the more we realize we're not alone. And when we're not alone, we're unstoppable. Your voice matters. Your story matters. Let's build a community where justice isn't just a dream, it's a promise we keep to each other. Comment now, let's start the conversation.